Let me show you how to easily clean up your baseboards, doors, and trim. So the first thing I always like to do is either dust or vacuum all of my trim baseboards. And if your doors have kind of ledges or grooves, it's always good to dust those quickly too, because dust does like to develop there as well. So quick pro tip, if you're using a new Swiffer duster that you just put on the little handle, always give it a quick spin like this. That way it really fluffs it up, that way you can pick up more dirt. Now, the other thing I like to mention, if you're going to vacuum, I like to use just a soft bristle brush attachment. These do a great job to help remove the dirt, but they're not gonna cause damage or scratch any of the trim work. Now, when it comes to picking the right cleaner, if it's painted, I'll usually use a few drops of Dawn dish soap in a bucket with some water like this. Now, if it is wood, I'll usually opt to use some Murphy's oil, but the only thing I like to always mention about Murphy's oil is a very, very little bit goes a long way. And if you do start to use too much, that can kind of cause sticky, oily issues down the road. So just use a very small amount. Many times in a bucket like this, I just use a capful. Now, I've tested just about every single baseboard cleaning hack over the years, and there's three that I kind of always come back to. The first one being just simply taking your cleaning cloth that we dipped in the solution, drape it over the top of a broom, and then secure it with a rubber band. The reason I like this one is because you don't have to get on your hands and knees to clean the baseboards, plus most likely you have a broom around the house already and you don't have to buy any additional tools. The second method is using a flat mop. Now you can just use your floor flat mop here with the flat mop head, dip this in the solution, it works great. You can also use a Swiffer pole like this one here and wrap around a microfiber towel. What I like about these again is you can just stand up while you're using them, and the other thing is they're nice and flat so they easily go across the surface. Now the third method is the one my grandmother taught me many, many years ago, and that is the old-fashioned way on your hands and knees. Now obviously this is a little more challenging because you do have to crawl around and wipe everything down, but I've just found that sometimes if it's really dirty, it's the best way I can detail and get every single spot of dust off of the trim and get them looking great. When it comes to cleaning the doors and the trim, what I like to use is a 3-towel system. I use one towel to dip in the cleaning solution, well, to clean. The second, then I just dip into water only to rinse the surface. And then I come through with a clean, dry microfiber towel to not only dry the surface, but this always leaves it nice and streak-free. Now, a quick tip, and this might seem obvious for some, but I just always like to mention it because it can really impact the outcome of how clean your trim, baseboards, and doors look, is just always be rinsing and flushing out your buckets. So your cleaning solution and your rinsing bucket will get dirty over time of just cleaning these areas, and usually a little dust buildup and things will get in there, it kind of turns gray or brown. If you start to notice that, dump them out and start with a fresh batch. That way everything's getting nice and clean and you're not spreading around dirty water. The first place I like to always clean when I'm doing the doors and trim though is start at the top and just clean my way down. I will say sometimes when you get that top ledge there, you'll get kind of a little bit of dust and debris on the towel. So I like to just flip it then. That way I'm not spreading that across the rest of the door here. Just keep wiping my way down. Now, a quick note, if you're using the Murphy's oil, is technically you don't have to rinse this product, so you could just use a 2-towel system. One to clean and then a dry clean microfiber towel to buff and dry the surface. Now the challenge with white trim is after cleaning, you still might have a few scuff marks. To remove those, I always suggest using a melamine sponge. This one here is an Eraser Daddy from Scrub Daddy. You can also just use a magic eraser. Just very gently go over the scuff and it should completely come off the surface. Now, something to always remember with melamine sponges, and I might sound like a broken record sometimes because I feel like I say this all the time, is the magic is just that it's very fine sandpaper. So if you have painted trim and really go crazy at scrubbing, you're gonna just remove that paint at a certain point. So don't scrub real hard, just go real gentle, wipe it down with a just clean cloth here, and it should look great. And there you have it. Now you know the best way to clean your doors, trim, and baseboard. Thanks so much for watching this video, and I wanna give a huge shout out to the Clean Squad members over on my Patreon. If you wanna learn more about that, definitely check the link down in the description below. And as always, we'll see you on the next clean.